I'll be back.
Hi guys, we had a chance to see the latest Terminator film that came out, which is Terminator Dark Fate. So as always, we have to give you our input on it, and we have to my right, left, right, Art here on the show. To
Your left.
Not spend 30 minutes telling us what he didn't like about this film, or at least the other films. Today, he's going to try to sum up all his dislikes within
this
5 minutes. 5 minutes or so on this film.
I'm going to try. It actually, I don't really have that much to complain about. I just don't have
a lot of good
stuff.
I have few complaints, but less likes.
Well, what do you... Terrence, go ahead and just tell us the synopsis of the movie.
Okay, so Dark Fate is Terminator's play, or at least Tim Miller's play on the Terminator timeline, I guess that's the best way to say it, where we actually disregard what happened in Terminator Rise of the Machines, Terminator Salvation, and Terminator Genesis, because that's what it's spelled like. It's not spelled Genesis. All of those are now washed away when we actually find out that Skynet has sent a second Terminator when it sent out the T-1000 the first time in Terminator 2. It sent a second T-800. Why? I don't know. We'll get into that in a minute. To still try to attempt to murder John Connor. And this time, it succeeds and kills John Connor. And then, with that being said, the focus of the film no longer is about John Connor taking over or, leading the revolution against the machines. A new character, I believe, what was her name?
I don't remember
that
her name.
Girl right there.
Yeah.
She now takes over the franchise as the one who will give birth to the savior and fight the revolution against the machines. That's pretty much, it brings back all your favorites. It brings back Linda Hamilton. It brings back Arnold Schwarzenegger back as the T-800 series Series Model 101, I believe. It brings him back again, as well as new characters, which is Grace, who plays our Terminator hybrid. In the film.
She's not a hybrid. She's not a Terminator at all.
I'm just saying they did this already in Terminator Salvation, but our Terminator.
But Skynet did that. The humans.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
So basically, they're once again trying to fight for our future to help to keep the machines from starting Judgment Day and killing the human race.
So I'm just going to correct them in a couple of things.
Okay. Yes. Let's talk about my synopsis.
Yeah. Well, Skynet actually sent numerous ones based off the movie. What they said.
Yes.
They didn't just.
We didn't see any of those.
We didn't see any of those.
We didn't see any
but
of
they
those.
talked about it.
Yeah, they did in a real throwaway line,
yeah.
which made me question the movie a lot more after they said that, because now I'm like, what? Huh?
And then the other thing I was going to tell you. What was I going to say? Oh, and she wasn't going to give birth to this savior. She was the savior.
They reveal that at the end.
At the end, okay.
At the end, they reveal that. But the base of the movie is like they start off with like, you're gonna give birth to the savior. But so
what I liked about it is.
did you like?
What I liked about it is it took place in Mexico.
Gotta represent.
Shout out.
Gotta represent.
Shout out to my raza.
It took place in Mexico and Texas, so we got it both sides.
Laredo, actually.
All right. But it was like we just gotta barely cross the border.
And just FYI, anybody who's familiar with South Texas, that outdoors was not South Texas at all.
No. Oh no. No, not at all.
You could tell it rained where they were at.
Yeah, it's
not desert.
No.
All right.
So
a couple of things that I like.
Before we get into, let's start with your likes. Before we get into
a couple of
all
things
your
that I
hates.
did like. Grace. Hot.
No.
Hot.
No.
I have a thing for short hair.
It's fine. Her short hair is fine. Her neck was too long.
What? Because she's so graceful.
Oh man.
No,
sorry,
but
we're not gonna be chauvinist pigs on this show. What else did you like?
I liked every scene she was in. No, actually, I was gonna say her fighting scene.
No, those were some of the best.
Man,
scenes in this
she
movie.
actually can pull. I can see her doing other action films in the future.
Kind of like we thought Linda Hamilton was going to do a bunch of action things. And
No,
did.
but she really does. Oh, at least
No, they definitely made you believe that she could be
Yeah,
a fighter.
her
because
punches looked crisp.
Had you seen her in like any? Because I kind of when they first cast her, I looked up on her stuff, and she was like very like how Gal Gadot looked when after Fast and Furious, when like she was just like skinny and bones and stuff like that. That's how she looked, and then like they muscled her up, and they made it look like she could. Okay, hey, I believe her in a fight against this Terminator.
Yeah.
So the action scenes with her were great. I agree, they were absolutely great. What else did you like, sir? Because I felt like that was gonna be.
That was it. No, there's a couple other things.
Tell us some more things that you like.
The new Terminator, shout out, he was also Hispanic.
Yeah, I like how they keep changing the ethnicity on all of the Terminators now.
It's just, that's great. I mean,
look, the Terminators they're not biased.
they're not all white,
yeah,
okay?
there's like, we got some white models, we got some female models, we got some Mexican models.
Yeah.
Ain't no black model. I ain't seen one yet.
It's because they don't work.
Oh,
you can cut that part out.
Nope, leaving it in there. Send all your hate mail to the goods at Gmail.
All right, so a couple other things that I did like as well. I liked how the new Terminator, he actually could divide into two. There was two.
That was a cool little kink or quirk with him. Kink isn't the right word I want to
Because
say.
every Terminator has to have something different.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we had the first Arnold come out, just big muscle bound. They did that for 2 movies.
Yeah.
Then we had the guy that can, pretty much liquid metal.
The liquid metal.
And then we had the female. And then now we have kind of a mixture of
all of them.
All of them.
Yeah. All of them. I mean, he didn't have the muscles and stuff like that, but if he wanted to.
But I mean,
all he had to do was touch Arnold, and then he became muscle. He could have became the muscle Arnold, the T-800. So I like the whole that they could work independently from each other. It showed you a weakness in both.
Yeah.
Because when he was the liquid metal one, I wouldn't even say metal. When he was the liquid one, he could be put down easier because he was just metal. He needed the endoskeleton to be more solid. And then the endoskeleton didn't have the abilities that he had when he was the liquid one. Like the endoskeleton couldn't use spears and stabbing weapons.
No, he was just straight up old school machine.
Yeah, just old school machine. So when they were separate, they were intimidating but had weaknesses. But when they were together, it was kind of like, we can't stop that. Yeah. So what else did you like? Because then I'll touch on some other things that I like too. That's it. All right. So
I said a couple.
I like how this movie had some balls. They had some balls.
I agree. Yeah. Well, okay, we're gonna go that aspect then. Yes.
To take out John Connor in like the first 30 seconds of this movie, I was literally sitting there like, did they just do that? I mean, was that like a body double she had for John Connor or something like that? No, he's dead.
And they made this big deal about him being in the film.
Yes, I was really upset about that. I was like, Edward Furlong is back for this movie. To say that looks like me because he didn't even have like a spoken line in the movie.
Yeah, he did. He said he was gonna go get something to drink.
Oh, and then flying too.
Yeah, but when he spoke, you didn't see him.
Yeah, because
when he spoke, you heard his voice, and then they did the old school. Okay, let me just get a Photoshop his face onto a kid's body.
Yeah.
And all he does is turn around and he dies.
Hey, I was very impressed. Like, their level of de-aging is catching up with Marvel's. Because I was already impressed in Terminator Genesis how they did with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And then it's forever Genesis. It's not Genesis. And then now with Edward Furlong and Linda Hamilton, they did some Michelle Pfeiffer-esque Ant-Man 2 de-aging with Linda Hamilton. I was like, wow, she is hot again. Man, wow. But I was like, back to my original point, is that I really like the balls that they had to do something like that. But then they did some other things that I did not like. Yeah. Other things that I did like, we touched on the Terminator. I did like the Terminator. I loved damn near every action scene that went on in this film. Tim Miller did some great action scenes. I mean, if that's what we're going to say is his claim to fame is action, then, I mean, he put it on display here.
The action sequences, the fighting scenes were sweet.
But then I got another caveat to that, too.
Okay. But now let's jump on to the things.
Let's jump on to the things I did not like. So the things that I did not like and this is why I'm glad that you're here on the show, is that they took you down memory lane. Remember how you didn't like Force Awakens because it was too much like A New Hope? This was too much like Terminator 1 and 2. And then all the movies that they try to wipe away, they basically just kind of like, hey, we're just going to take the good aspects of those and we're going to
They try to tie in the whole thing, but at the same time, they did away with everything.
They did away with everything. So when I say that they Force Awakens, if you've never watched our Star Wars show, they took the same premise. Hey, we're going to send somebody back to protect you. Not Linda Hamilton, but Linda Hamilton-esque, Sarah Connor-esque. We're going to protect you. Another Terminator is going to come back. I'm the good Terminator, and this is the bad Terminator. We're going to do all the same story beats and elements, even down to the action sequences. The helicopter chasing them, the, fighting in a mill or something like that, and just... Why? Y'all could have been so different at this. It's like the only thing that they gave us that was different, and after they already told us we're the exact same, where it's like, hey, you're gonna give birth to the person that takes over that leads the revolution. Then they wanted to switch it up at the end, and it's like, no, you're the one. Because when they first said that, I was like, well, she's trying to bury her in a hole. How's she ever gonna get laid? How is she gonna get birth? At least in the original Terminator, Kyle Reese knocked up Sarah Connor. And it was like, I don't think it works that way. Not yet. Maybe in the future. So here's my biggest gripe with the whole Terminator series. Okay, is once time travel. Once you start playing with time travel, it is so difficult because plot holes exist all over the place. The first thing they said is, oh, they've been sending multiple ones to kill John Connor. Well, why didn't Skynet just send 2 or 3 all to the same time zone? Oh, well, it takes 20 years for the battery to recharge or whatever for us to be able to send someone back in time. Okay, but you can still send them back in time. I was wondering, how does that happen when the initial thing stopped Judgment Day? So how are these Terminators still getting sent back through time?
That's where we're getting to the say. If and then there's I forgot what theory.
Oh yeah, that was my other thing, and it was like, oh yeah, hey, all the other things that you like, remember when we had Skynet? That's done away with. We have Legion that does the exact same thing as Skynet. It also becomes self-aware. It also says somebody's gonna stop me from taking over. I'm gonna send back Terminators, which it shouldn't even have named them Terminators. It also names them Terminators with the same job to go back and kill the person who's gonna lead the revolution.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. And if that's the case, why wouldn't they go when she's a baby again? Why do they keep letting these things grow up?
That's the thing with time travel, and that's what upsets. There's only one movie that actually did time travel well.
Back to the Future.
No, that's for nostalgia. No, and they didn't do time travel well. What they did was they explained it, or it's the one where Bruce Willis is the Looper. Okay. Where he's sitting with his young self, and his young self is asking him questions like, look, I can get into time travel and explain all that to you, but it gets very confusing. So let's just go ahead and skip that.
Let's just skip that.
They could have done something similar and be like, okay, I didn't like that explanation, but it helps. Not because the more you try to explain it, the more plot holes come out.
Okay. So real quick, so we don't delve too far into dislikes. How did you, were you happy to see Arnold Schwarzenegger back?
No, okay. That was my other major gripe.
Got back to gripes already.
Yes. Okay, so my other major gripe is the fact that it's him, right? He's older. Mm-hmm. It's like he's watching sports.
Well, they've already set up that they can age.
They did.
They set that up in another movie, by the way.
They did.
They set that up in another movie.
Yeah, to explain why they brought back Arnold Schwarzenegger old.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah. But it's like he has a family.
Mm-hmm. Which I tried to buy into that, and I was okay.
How does she not know that you weigh 400 pounds, right? He's all metal. He's like,
he's got to be sleeping in the bed, right?
Yeah.
The bed's got to be like.
Yeah, she's like, our relationship isn't sexual. Well, you're telling me that you've been with this woman for 20
years?
Her
and her kid, and like she ain't wanting something once. So I kept thinking, I was like, is this like a cuckold situation where like she goes and get a boyfriend and stuff like that, and he just sits there?
That's what I'm wondering. Like, it's like, come on. At no point in time is this woman and her son ever suspicious. Like, hey, this person doesn't sleep. Hey, this guy doesn't eat.
Okay, so
how does he stay so built if he doesn't eat?
So did you like the element where they said where they explain why he stopped after? Because I was like, okay, I kind of buy that, but like,
No, it's
isn't
like
that whole programming to kill humans, period?
yes, and then once John Connor's dead, my mission is complete. So now my new mission is to help prevent John Connor dying. Wait. How? I thought he died.
But it's also a Terminator movie, so I guess I kind of have to let things go.
No, that makes no sense. My whole mission is to kill John Connor. But since he's dead, I gave myself a new mission, and that's to save John Connor. A machine who's only programmed to do one thing.
That's what I thought. I thought that they were like, okay, fine, your mission is this, but your still primary programming is to kill all humans.
Now this is a different story. I mean, a different thing. So she wakes up, she drops from the bridge, and she has a tattoo. They told me if I ever needed help to go to these coordinates, and she has a GPS coordinates tattooed. But that was Skynet. This is Legion. It's like they were trying to mix things up together.
Yeah. This was we did a video where Tim Miller made a comment where he said that, hey, I'm paraphrasing again before you guys blow me up with dislikes like you did on that original video. I'm paraphrasing that this movie is not better than 1 and 2, but it is better than the other ones that it came out for. And in a sense, I kind of agree with that.
Terminator
even though
Salvation
I
is
think
still
Salvation
one of my favorite.
was way better, but
Yeah.
like Terminator Rise of the Machines and Genesis, I think this film is better with it. I will argue the point that it's better than Salvation because at least with Salvation, it keeps the timeline going, and I wanted to see what goes on in the future. Everybody keeps saying it's like you can't stop Judgment Day. That's fine. Then get me to Judgment Day. Stop trying to prevent Judgment Day. Then stop putting me in the past, put me in the future, and let's go with this film.
Yeah.
So I had another point here. With that being said, I mean, because we could pick a lot of gripes with a lot of things that they said and plot holes in it. Overall, what's your feeling of this movie?
I hope that this is the last in the franchise.
Well, according to Box Office, with this doing like in its first weekend $26 million. Which
Yeah,
is
they're gonna make
horrible.
another.
No, they're not.
They're gonna make another one.
They're not gonna make another. Not at a 26 million. This is like the lowest box office open for any Terminator film.
Lower than
Probably not the original, but
lower
like,
than Genesis.
yes.
No.
I will pull that up.
wish Manny
I will
was here.
pull that up right
Put
now.
the numbers now. Let's find out who's right or wrong
Man,
on that one.
I will do this for my editing. Wow, I was right. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. Art, I'm sorry. I judged you. But either way, it's a very low open for this franchise, and I believe this franchise is dead, and we will no longer revisit
hope
this.
so.
Even
I
for
hope
the
so.
sense way that they ended it, I felt like we could just walk away at that point.
Yeah, we could have walked away after Salvation.
We could have walked away after Salvation, and it's like, hey, at least they had a victory that we got to see in the future. All of these kind of like what if scenarios from all the other films, at least
See,
that one gave us a victory.
and I keep going
we're not
back-
biased for Salvation at all.
I keep going back to Salvation because that's the only one that came out that actually followed and made sense in the storyline.
Yeah.
In the others.
Yeah, because they're just like, okay, Judgment Day, here we go. Let's go.
Yeah.
Not let's try to change everything again. So that's my whole thing. Is like I'm done with them trying to change the future. Every movie keeps telling me Terminator 3 said Judgment Day is going to happen. Salvation says Judgment Day happened. Genesis says Judgment Day is going to happen. It just got moved forward like a decade. But nobody stops Judgment Day. It's always going to happen. You just have to deal with it, and let's just move on. If they happen to make I guess this would technically be Terminator 4 at that point. Instead of Terminator 7. Jeez, I can't believe that this franchise would have 7 films in it, and I would have just thought it was going to stop
Wait,
after
is
2.
it 7 or 6? Let me see.
No, because
T1, T2, T3,
Salvation,
Genesis.
So that's 5, and then Dark Fate 6, and then it would be 7 if they. Sorry, 7. It'd be 7 if they.
No, you know what we're missing?
What?
So
The Sarah Connor Chronicles.
no. Terminator 1, Terminator 2,
The Terminator
T3.
ride that they had at
the Terminator 3,
Universal Studios.
and then it was Salvation. No, before Salvation was the other one.
Rise of the Machines, Terminator 3.
No.
Yes.
T3?
Yes, T3 was Rise of the Machines. Because that's the one where they established Judgment Day always happens. You can't stop Judgment Day. You can only delay it.
Yeah, you're right. So this is number 6.
So this is number 6. If they happen to do another one, which I hope they do not.
You're right.
It would be number 7. So, and then they'll just.
I said you're right. You don't have to elaborate any further.
Rename Skynet something else, or Legion something else, or Legion is code name for Sky. I don't know, man. This movie confused me. But it was, at least as a popcorn film, I enjoyed enough of it that I don't hate it. So you might see this on and you don't hate.
No. I won't be on that episode. I'll tell you that.
Me and Manny on You Don't Hate Dark Fate. All right, take us home.
Hey guys, if we skipped any plot hole, if there's something that really bothered you, please let us know. I mean, it'd be pretty interesting to see what you have. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's still time travel, and time travel movies really aren't that good.
The only thing I'll accept time travel in is Back to the Future. Please don't make a Back to the Future 3.
Oh my God. What do you mean, please don't make it? They did a Back to the Future 3.
Oh, snap. A Back to the Future 4. You know why I keep saying don't make a Back to the Future? Because I've only seen Back to the Future 3 once.
The Western one?
The Western one. I've only seen it once. I've seen How the West Was Won, the Seth MacFarlane film.
Yeah.
More than I've seen Back to the Future Part 3. Anyway, so for Manny, who's on location on another show right now, I'm Terrence.
I'm Art.
And you guys say